starts working in a studio called Chungking House of Metal. Now, look all of this diversity.
Yes, yes.
White Jewish punk rocker from New York City, black hip hop is from New York, who's working in the Lower East Side studio called Chungking House of Metal, where Anthrax, Slayer, all of the so-called worst metal thrash groups is working. So we're in there working on our album. Those groups, the Jewish punk rockers and the right the metal thrashers here, the MDMC dudes are in our studio working. So they're losing. So one day a young man, 20-something-year-old Rick Rubin, is bold enough to come to Studio A, Studio B, and Studio C. The punk rockers and the metals of B and C meet A. Rick Rubin bold enough to peek his head in the door and say, hello. Introduce yourself. Hello, how you doing? What's up? Who are you? I'm Rick Rubin. I'm working with the Beasties. Can I come in? Come on in. He comes in and sits down. And he's looking and he starts talking about how he, being a white Jewish guy, a white Jewish punk rock band, he loves this hip hop thing. Oh, so now we sit down, we talking about something that we all have in common. And then Rick Rubin just asked a question. He's sitting around us for a couple of days. He says, I got a question for you, Jay. What? He leaves the room, comes back and with the Beastie Boys. And at this point of the Beastie Boys, y'all remember the Three Stooges, right? So this is before the Beastie Boys matured and got into the movie. So remember what the Three Stooges used to do? So they over there doing that. And Rick goes, do you think, and this is relevant to your question because it's all about authenticity and being sincere and while you're trying to achieve your goal.
Yep.
He asked Jam Master Jay, do you think these three white Jewish punk rock guys over there, big boy over there, committed a hip hop record? This was Jay at the board doing this thing and stuff. He looks and he says, why not? So the great answer to those questions of authenticity and sincerity and stuff is understanding prior to what's been promoted and presented to us, we all are the same. We all be red. So Jay goes, why not? And they start working on this album. We give them one of our songs, and this is about be connected. You know, if you have an idea, before you present it, go do some homework. I told the kids, go do some homework. All right, you know Jordan, but you don't know no NBA players before Jordan. Before you sign up for that college, before you go play the team, go look back and see what Oscar Robertson did and stuff like that. So we're doing a song called Slow and Low that we're not using on our Raising Hell album. And Rick just asked the question, can we get that? Sure, we give it to them. 6 months later, the Beastie Boys licensed their whole album was done. So when we got to know the Beastie Boys, I'm sitting with the Beastie Boys, and these white Jewish punk rockers know about more old school hip hop than I know about. So we take them on the road with us. We take them on the road on the Raising Hell tour. This big marketing promotion about the greatness of our culture. Run DMC's the headliners, LL Cool J is going on before us. Before LL Cool J is going on, Houdini. Remember Houdini, yo, freaks come out and all that. And the Beasties are opening. So I'm talking about we're in Alabama, we're in Florida, we're touring in all strictly black venues. And the Beasties are opening. The first 3 shows, we go out there, they good luck, y'all. We're kind of nervous. What is this audience going to do? We go out there, we're expecting to hear fools, but we hear it. Who right? What? Real, no matter if it's black, white, Puerto Rican, foreign, even if people don't understand the language, they can tell when you're from. They can tell when you're trying to sell something to them for a selfish reason. The Beastie Boys walked out and did all of their Beastie Boy stuff and got standing ovations. Why? They wasn't white Jewish punk rock dudes trying to be, yo man, what's up? But Mike D took a plastic chain and took the actual emblem off a Volkswagen Beetle that was parked on Prince Street in New York, put it on a chain and walked out in front of everybody and said, yo! And everyone was like, yes! They didn't need the gold chain like on DMC, they didn't, but it was all familiar. So what I'm trying to say is, when you look at the Beastie Boys, when you look at Run DMC, it's all the same thing, but different expressions. When you create, make sure you have something for the black people, white people, Puerto Rican people, and this and that. Because at the end of the day, we as a community of people, we're not going to separate what you create. If you go to a museum, ain't no Asian people, Jewish people, and black people looking at Picasso saying that's an Asian Picasso. Right? So, the Beastie Boys, their jeans, my jeans gotta be new out the store, fresh out the paper. Their jeans is actually Sid Vicious jeans from the Sex Pistols tour that still smell like piss and vomit. We can stand in together because jeans is just a jeans. My AC/DC shirt gotta be new out the plastic. Mike D's AC/DC shirt is from the 1979 tour. My Gazelle's gotta be new, fresh from the eyewear store. Their Gazelle's is Iggy Pop's glasses from the Barrowing Ballroom performance at CBGB's. But at the end of the day, when we all stand there, it's just a pair of jeans, it's just a t-shirt, it's just the glasses. So when you create a store, when you create this hotel, for instance, when I pulled up there, I was like, oh, look at the lights and stuff like that, this and that. I guarantee you, the old lady from Hawaii said the same thing. I guarantee you, the little kid from Milwaukee said the same thing with his or her parents there. So authenticity and sincerity will be the very thing that will allow your creation, your product, your building, your experience to live. The perfect example is the McDaniels. You just wrote a song about the sneakers. Everybody wears sneakers. And when you wear those sneakers, you take it from a point of how it relates to you. So what you are building is being created to relate with everybody. McDonald's just don't want white people. McDonald's just don't want black people. McDonald's just don't want old people. They want everybody to come in and get their burger. So your presentation and creativity must be authentic because it speaks for you, who you are, and what you are, but it also speaks for the community. When I'm at Comic Cons, because I have a comic book out now, yes. And we are fanatical about things. We're fanatical about the brands we use. We're fanatical about the places we go. We're fanatical about the restaurants that we eat at and stuff like that. And we're fanatical about Star Wars and the Marvel Universe. My son, I'm Marvel, New York City, but my son, he's DC. But we don't argue in the house. He talks Superman and Green Lantern. I talk Iron Man and doing stuff like that, but we get along just fine. But at the Comic Con, you as a creator have a huge godlike responsibility. I remember when I first started going to Comic Cons 8 years ago, we think, people that love Harry Potter, they think, oh, Jake, you only created this for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it don't matter what the 7-year-old fan of Harry Potter, and then you got the grown 69-year-old fan of, oh, no. Things are created. This is deep, y'all, and I want you to take this with y'all. Things that are created and things that you created and things that were created that you think speak to you, they're not created for you. Just like you created things are created because of us. Things exist because we are here. Let me say it again. Things exist because we are here. So for me, how can Stanley created the Marvel Universe, right? Years ago. Before it was even up on a big screen. There's people that don't even read the comic books, but they are fans of the Marvel Universe. That had to happen because we came into existence. How does anything come into existence? Because of us. Well, I tell kids, when you think of it, when you say, I want it, it's yours. Now it's waiting for you, but you got to go through a process to get it. Now, even if you don't build it yourself, I tell kids, there's still things you got to do to get to it. You got to learn. To get into that hallway, what do you got to do? You got to go through those doors. So there are things that you got to go through for things to exist.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we open